Susie and Charlie are a middle-aged couple, both of whom have mental health problems. They live together in a house they own in the suburbs of a large city in southwest England. Susie and Charlie took part in this research interview because they believe that no one should have to go through the type of harassment they experienced at the hands of their next-door neighbours.
I've lived in the house that I live in for 16 years, and Charlie's lived there about 14 years. We first met them when they came round to look, and we had a conversation over the wall, and it was fine. And then she said, "What do you do?" And I said, "Well, neither of us works because we both got long-standing mental health problems." And there wasn't sort of any reaction to that, was there? No. But we feel from that point onwards that they seem to pick on different issues. And I think there's the first thing that they picked on was the tree, was it?
Yeah.
I mean, we've got a tree that has been there for a long time. It's a very beautiful tree. The first thing they started on about was the fact that they felt the tree was going to be a great danger to their son. So he started on, he wanted the tree chopped down. Yeah. We got lots of nasty letters, which obviously made me very upset. During that period of time, he'd actually thrown the recycling box at the door. And he also scratched on the pavement where he felt my car was allowed to be. Another thing that he started doing was he started putting up a washing line along the length of the garden. The effect that had on us was a feeling as if we were something that they had to be protected from.
The harassment from their neighbours went on for 4 years. Over time it became more frequent until it was happening every day. Even though a lot of the harassment was described by the police as low-level antisocial behaviour, the fact that it was happening on a daily basis meant that Susie and Charlie felt their lives had been taken away from them. They felt scared in their own home and used to spend their evenings drinking coffee in a shopping mall, as that was the only place that stayed open late and didn't cost very much.
We found that the tree at the bottom of our garden had been cut. He'd obviously been over the wall, cut it, and thrown the branches everywhere, all over the garden. I was absolutely hysterical. When we spoke to council, when we spoke to the police, when we spoke to solicitors, we actually made it really clear that we had mental health problems and this was having an impact on us. And I wonder whether part of it was that they didn't actually take it very seriously because of that.
The police and the council told Susie and Charlie that the things their neighbours were doing to them were not serious enough for them to be able to take any action. They were told to try and ignore their neighbours. It eventually got to the point where they felt so alone that Susie made an attempt on her own life. Not long after, Charlie had a heart attack, which the doctor said was caused by stress.
It felt the whole time that we were sort of under siege in the house. And if we went out, there was that feeling of dread about coming back to the house, and as soon as we came back to the house, it would all start again.
After 4 years, Susie and Charlie began to consider selling their house and moving to get away from the situation. In the end, however, they didn't need to as their neighbour got a new job and left the city last year. Susie and Charlie say that although they are happy that their troubles have now ended, they don't think that justice has been done.
It meant that when the next person moved in, we were scared stiff. It's meant that we don't feel that we can actually say to anybody, look, we have mental health problems. We can't actually be honest. It's changed the way that I will ever be with neighbours.